These hybrids are everywhere, and this guy reckons people love them, anyone can fix them, and they're easy money. I tend to agree, so I just saw this cheap bike come up for sale, so let's go and get it, and then let's see what we're working with and how much can we sell it for. If you're new to the channel, I started this journey by cashing in some recycling cans and decided to buy, restore and fix up old and neglected bikes and sell them for profit. Our current total is, and it's all towards my goal of dream retro mountain bike. So why the hell did I buy this bike? Because these bikes are the best flip bikes by far. Hybrids in size large sell so easily, and this one was the right price. I messaged the seller pretty much like hour after the ad was listed and the bike was already gone. So I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. I was literally in a park with the kids and I got a message saying, hey, the other guy didn't show up. If you're still interested, it's all yours. So I thought, why the hell not? What we have here is a giant cross city. Okay. Yep. It says it's size 50, whatever that means. This bike looks like it was sitting in a shed or just somewhere outside for quite a while. Has the adjustable stem. All people love that. But overall, it's actually pretty clean. The grips are in a good condition. Tires look in a reasonable condition, but we'll check that. Overall, it looks like it's just a tidy up, tune up. And then, yeah, let's advertise it properly and see how much we can sell it for. So first thing we'll do is get rid of some of these accessories. Scare the crap out of them. How to keep relationships exciting. Get your wife to open a garage door in the middle of filming. As I was saying, first thing I do is get rid of these accessories. Next thing we'll do is try and pump up the tires and give the bike a wash. It's quite grimy. Looking by the back wheel, it has been used in rain and stuff. So yeah, let's give it a scrub, clean up everything, see what this rust is like on the chain. Hopefully it washes off and scrubs off. And then we'll figure out mechanically what's the deal. I mentioned in one of the earlier videos that the 95% of the time, these tires are not actually punctured, they're just flat. People just don't have pumps and stuff at home, so quite often there's nothing wrong with them, just need a pump up. That's 45 psi, seems to be holding air. Let's see what the deal is with the rear. I'm not sure if this one's losing air or not, we'll find out. Right, quick test ride before the rain comes in. It's looking very dark out there. And yeah, bike works well, gears shift well. Rear tire is losing air though. And while I was washing it, the tires don't look very good. Also the brake pads will need replacing. She's a bit squealy. Bike is clean and looking much better. There are, however, a couple of parts I'll need to replace. On the positive side, the chain is in a good condition, so don't have to touch that. On the negative side, the tires are not that great. They're perished and cracking. So we'll have to replace those ones. However, I do have a cheap set that are perfect for this bike. And I will also replace the pedals. I will refurb the ones that are on it. I just don't have time for it right now. So I'll put a nicer, newer pair and yeah, let's get it on. Radio, let's take the wheels off and then I'll replace the brake pads and then we'll replace the tires and then finally the pedals. Should undo the brakes first. Whee! Don't do that. One of the most common things that you'll see on these older bikes is the brake pads. They usually, even if they're not worn, they are usually very, very hard.
That's what she said.
So what I'll do at the moment is just put them on kind of roughly, and then once we put the tires on, we'll adjust them. That's probably the biggest learning thing about the brake pads on the, especially V-brakes and cantilevers, is how to adjust them properly. Let's pop these tires out. So what I have is these Bontrager's. Picked them up for 20 bucks, and I knew it would work for this bike. We'll put those on those wheels. Let's start with the rear. This being a quick flip, I really need to resist the urge to clean up things. These skewers could use a bit of a sand down, so I'll just give them a quick, literally just a quick scrub off. So it's to take off this main rust, and then I tend to just oil them, and that can kind of keep them rust free for a little bit, but it'll start rusting again at some stage. Alright, let's give a rim a quick wipe down while we're at it. Better than was, but not ideal. I don't have time to clean it up too much. This bike was reused in rain, is what it's telling me, because it has quite a lot of brake dust, and that's what it was kind of making it look a bit grimy. Alright, that's one done. Get another one. Alrighty, tires are done. Let's put them on. But I also gave a bike a little bit of polish off camera. A little bit of shine always helps when you're selling the bike. Makes it look so much nicer. And it polished up quite well. Let's put the wheels on. One thing I had to do on the back brake is adjust this little spacers in here, because the brake pads are new. So they were quite thick. So I had to take some of the old ones because they're a lot thinner, if you can see, but like right on the ends, these ones are a lot thinner than the new ones. But yeah, the brakes right now work a treat. Right, so the front brakes look like they have a good spacing. What I'm also noticing is it's missing that little rubber thing. Not that the buyer of this bike would notice anything like that, but I do. So what I'll do is I'll play around, adjust this, and then button it all up. What I've also done is I've loosened this bolt here. So now when I adjust the brakes, I can then just loosen the cable, and that will give me the play I need.
We're talking dinner.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, there's a sleepover in my house, and I'm enjoying my garage peace and quiet until they kind of barge in and start demanding chips. We'll put these basic flat pedals. They'll go well with this bike. And these pedals, even though they seem rough and very basic, they actually scrub up quite well. Just don't get rid of the reflectors, undo the bolts, take this thing down, sand it down, paint it, and then this faded plastic, bit of a heat gun on them, and it looks as good as new. Let's re-grease the chain, and then it's ready for sale. Alright, the bike is done. So yeah, let's talk numbers. So the bike was 100 bucks. I needed to put the new brake pads. They were 10 bucks all up, so about 2.5 a pop. They're just eBay specials. And then I put a new set of tires, secondhand. That was $20. So pedals, I did also pick up somewhere. I have no idea where they came from. I'm just gonna put $10 to the value of pedals. Pretty sure I got them for free somewhere. Oh, it came with a bunch of parts. So, but let's call it 10 bucks. So all up, the bike owes me 140 bucks. It took me about 2 hours. I do have a whole bunch of kids coming for a sleepover, so it's just been kind of in between the tinkering on a bike and messing around with the family stuff. So yeah, it took about 2 hours all up. Let's check out the final shots. Let's see what we sold it for. If you haven't subscribed, do so, because I will have a short update for you. There is a bit of a thing happening. I bought something and it kind of changes what I'm doing with this challenge. Not really, a little bit. I have no idea what I'm saying. Subscribe. I'll give you a quick update next video on next steps are, I guess. Let's list it up for sale and see what we can get for it. So at the end, I advertised the bike for 240 bucks. I think that was a fair price and I wanted to get at least $100 out of it. And we sold it for... So, was Bike Farmer right? Was this everyday bike that's easy to fix and easy money? Resounding yes. With YouTube being a kind of one-way street, you guys tell me if you like this video, if you didn't like it and you want to see something different, please do let me know in the comments. I'll see if I can make it happen. There are a lot more rustier bikes coming up though, because I do have a couple in here waiting their turn. And trust me, we'll be working on something proper crusty soon. All right, see ya.